Okay, let's say that you've laid down your tracks, but you still are wanting something very specific for a sound effect. Or you're wanting to fade out some sounds, or you want to play around with them. Well, this is a more in-depth look at how you can manipulate sounds in the GarageBand app. First of all, if you go over here to this side, you see that there are three icons. The first icon is it just separates all the sounds into categories. The second icon is what we've been working with, and then the third icon is going to show you some more things like sound effects. So jingles are somewhat closer to like a pre-recorded song without the actual singing. So if you click on it, like over here, it gives you some country ones, and you can listen. So it's actually like music. And you can see by the length how long they are. This is obviously a minute and a half. This is 20 seconds. So you can decide on how long you want your piece to be. Then if you go into stingers, stingers are getting closer to sound effects. They're like in between a sound effect and a piece of music. So again, a cartoon boing 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 sound, or an alarm, timpani, all different kinds of things that you can play around with. Then you go into the actual sound effects and you get a breakdown of what you can use. Look at, there's even a category for Foley, like we talked about. Something like bubbles, cash register. We would have loved to have had that for Home Alone, but now we have it for Force Awakens. Packing boxes, door wood squeak, there you go, you needed that too. So you have all that over there. So let's actually go back into stingers or jingles for now. I'm going to just pick cinematic because that works. And I'm going to find this. We're just going to use this one. Okay, so if I click open my window and I hit play, it's not really that great for this clip, but just hang with me. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of tricky. If you click this little button, it's going to drop down a menu that says track volume. You have to initiate this for it to show, otherwise it won't show. So that's showing now. So what this does is this shows the volume for the entire audio clip right now. At 0 decibels, it's going to be this loud. And there's a school bell for it. But let's say that like I want it to start that loud, but by, oh gosh, I don't know. Let's say by the time he gets to entering, I want it to be quiet. So I'm going to go back here, my cursor there. I'm going to make a little dot. I'm going to click right there and a little dot appears. Okay, so that's like a point of reference for you. Then I'm going to click a little bit before it. I'm going to drag that first point down slightly. You can see that the decibel level changes to negative 17.4. So here's what it sounds and looks like now with that difference. Same volume. Here comes the change. It drops the sound down significantly. You also can bring it up if you really want to. Let's see what that looks like. It just increases the sound. You also can choose to bring it all the way down. It'll fade out. And then the longer you distance the second dot from the first, the longer it will take to fade out. Or fade in. So it's just going to gradually get softer on me. If you messed up and didn't want a dot, you just click it off. I think. on the newest version, you're allowed to do that. Not really sure how to not do that. I'm gonna undo all that. Sorry about that, guys. On my version, you can just double click it and it'll come off, but here, not so sure. You can just hit the delete button. You tap a dot and delete it, and it'll get rid of it. And if you want to delete those 2 points, you just highlight all of them. Now let's say like you want to fade in. You start your dot off way down at the bottom. Pick a reference point that you want it to be full volume, and then bring it back up to 0 decibels, and this is what it sounds and looks like. So it just kind of eases in that way. Okay, again, if you don't want to have that, you just kind of highlight it and delete it, and then make sure you bring your track back up to 0 decibels. I almost want to say degrees. 0 decibels. Ah, there we go. So apart from that, this menu also has pan. We've talked about pan. Pan is left and right. So again, you can move your sounds left and right if you really want to. It's not a big deal. And that's really it. That's really it for the mixing things that I'll go over for the sake of our lesson. This slider right here adjusts the overall volume for the track, so you can see it. It would actually move the track volume. Like right here, you can see it moving. That's the overall volume. Your home base is 0 decibels. Here's the pan right here, left and right. You can make sure it's in the middle for 0. And again, if you have several tracks, like let's say you want to have one track for just music and one track for just sound effects. If you want to listen to the sound effects alone or the music alone, you just click on the headphones. If you want to mute a track, you click on the speaker with the slash through it. So to wrap up your projects, to share them, obviously there's a share window. You want to make sure that you're in GarageBand and not in Finder, because if you're in Finder, you'll get a whole different menu. So make sure that you're in the GarageBand window. You click Share, and then you're going to export movie to disk. Now, I would say that for the quality of this, you're not going to want to do too big. Right now, the size of it is 9.4 megabytes. That's like medium for us for email. So I would tap email, and you see that the size goes down to 1 megabyte. That's pretty small. You can play around with it. I would go no larger than, let's say, 7 megabytes total for your project. So maybe if you want to find one that like somewhere in the middle, again, full quality is going to be a little bit on the big side. So web or email would be good. Then you hit export. And then what that's going to do is going to bring you up to a window of where to export it. Pick your documents. You really want to do this because it'll save it in your documents. And then again, put your name as the save as, and then click save. It'll compress for about 2 to 3 minutes. In that time, what you want to do is you want to open up a window in your browser, and you want to go to Gmail because you're going to be emailing this file to me. So while that's exporting, you can get logged into your GM Lancers account. So I'm already logged in, and what I would do, you can trust me, I would go to Compose. Come on, there it is. And I would start typing in my email address, which is right there. You can put a subject if you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click the paperclip, which is attach files. So remember, you saved it to my documents, and there it is. It should be your name .mov, M-O-V. That's .movie. And then what you do is you click choose. That will attach it. Make sure that the blue bar fills up all the way. And then you're going to send it to me. And you are done once it says your message has been sent. Congratulations. So that is the long and short of it. Those are the extra audio options and then how to send it to me. If you have any questions, please let me know.